Hey, 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 everybody, we're back! It is time for...
Wednesday again already.
I know, already. We are back. This is going to be episode 1, part 2 of our new series, Swift Tea. And tonight we actually have tea, because it's Swift Tea. So I am drinking honey hibiscus tea, which is based on a tea they drink in Jamaica, which I got from an exotic teas from around the world set from Walmart.
Nice.
And I have not tried it yet, so I'm that weird person. I like to wait till my hot drinks are like lukewarm before I drink them because I hate burning my tongue, so we'll take a small...
And I'm having chamomile. And I also put some honey in it. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yes. No, I don't think she's getting sick, everybody, in case you were wondering. Okay, so we are going to pick up where we left off. Where we left off last week, talking about the inspirations, the muses for Taylor Swift's Speak Now Taylor's version. We did some of the songs last week, so we're going to do all of the songs that we have left to discuss, and this is such a lengthy album that we actually have 17 songs to talk about tonight, so we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it. But I wanted to add an addendum to what I talked about last week. Last week we did discuss Innocent. We had 2 different theories about it possibly being about Kanye West, which is what several people, and you in the comments, thought as well, that we had heard that Innocent was about Kanye West. And then I had recently discovered a theory that it was about John Mayer because he was 32 at the time of their relationship and all that. But upon further review, I would like to retract my statement from last week and confirm, or I guess officially join the bandwagon that Innocent is about Kanye West, because the lyric says, "Time turns flames to embers, you'll have new Septembers." The VMA incident happened in September, so that is a very direct reference to Kanye and the VMA incident. So I would like to start. That kind of gets us, now you guys see what we're going to be doing in tonight's episode and what we're going to be doing with this series moving forward. And yeah, so I would like to officially renege my statement on Innocent being about John Mayer, because that line seems to be pretty clear that it's about Kanye. So,
Yeah.
on that note, let us proceed with the rest. Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first if you want. I do want to throw in there first, I am wearing my newest Tay t-shirt, the Eras Tour. It's got a little distressing. It's white. I've been very obsessed with...
I think it's the Speak Now era.
I think she's wearing the Speak Now era in this particular t-shirt. It's got a little distressing. I've been really obsessed with the color white lately. I don't know why. It's oversized, which is very in right now. So I am loving it. It's super comfy. I put it on as soon as I got home from work today. So, yeah, just had to throw that out there.
Okay. So, we can begin. So, if you saw my story that I did a few minutes ago, I randomly drew out, like, half of the songs that we had left, and was like, oh, JC's going to talk about these, I'm going to talk about these. So, the first one on my set was actually Sparks Fly, and I can't really find anything for sure. What I found was actually another Swiftie sleuth, another Swiftie theory, that Sparks Fly is actually written about Jake Owen, the country singer. They met when Taylor was 16, according to the article that I read. I can reference the article. Shall we be correct here and do my referencing? The article that I found was from Wide Open Country. And Jake Owen was being interviewed, and he candidly spoke about the speculation that the song was written about him. And the reason that people think that the song was written about him was, I guess, in the notes, in the liner notes in the album, which is, again, we talked about this last week. Taylor used to put random capital letters in her liner notes and in her song books and everything. And so somewhere in there, in the writing of the song, she mentioned Portland, Oregon. And apparently that is, I'm seeing where they, okay, Portland, Oregon, that was a city where she played with Owen 17 years ago, and a 2006 MySpace post from Taylor Swift, according to Wide Open Country's article, said that she met him in a Portland, Oregon bar named Duke. So she obviously played there with Jake Owen. Hey, Anna, #1 fan.
Woohoo!
And right on time this week. Good job. So, that is where, that's all I got. That's all. I saw a couple of different articles that said that same thing.
Yeah.
Jake Owen has addressed the rumors, and yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I never knew who that one was about. I always kind of wondered.
Oh, well, then I just found another article, from La Officielle, saying that it's not. It is confirmed that it is not about Jake Owen. So now what is happening?
All these speculations.
So La
theories.
Officielle says he's setting the record straight. It is not about him, but he has been centered as the subject. Though he has been centered as the subject of the song, hasn't revealed. Yeah, hasn't. So that's it. So one article says that it was, and then another article says that it's not about him. That's it. That's all I got.
But there's speculation that it could be about him.
Right. There is a rumor, and he said, I wouldn't be shocked if it is, but then this other article says, oh no, it's not about him. So, who knows? There's nothing obvious about Sparks Fly. It's a good song, but nothing is obviously out there. Sorry, I'm still eating my din-din tonight. But yeah, that's all I got. So.
Yeah. If you don't have any other comments, I can go right into my first song.
Yep.
So the first song that I'm going to be talking about and sharing what the inspiration is Electric Touch, which is featured with Fall Out Boy in it. In this one on Elite Daily, I found that she, obviously she's singing about falling for someone, still unsure how it'll end, and she doesn't give a lot of clues as to who it's about, but this article, they're kind of guessing that maybe it could be hinting at John Mayer a little bit, only because the lyrics kind of align a little bit. So she sings, got a feeling your electric touch could fill this ghost town up with life, and it sounds a lot like how, in her lyrics the line, your sad empty town or whatever.
Yep.
Before
makes sense.
matches,
Makes sense.
yeah, I took your matches before fire could catch me. So it's could Electric Touch be an earlier version of Mayer in her eyes at that time? That's really the only thing I have found about that. But otherwise, it's very vague, and there's not much. There aren't many clues as to what that could actually be about. So. Yeah.
I mean, that is a good reference. So that would make sense. Let's see. Do we have any? Nope, no comments yet. Just making sure. I missed some waves last week. I missed some people coming on. So. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I'm gonna move right into When Emma Falls in Love, because in that La Officielle article that I just referenced, it actually went on to talk about When Emma Falls in Love, and we mentioned When Emma Falls in Love last week. When we were talking about the bonus tracks, and we were talking about the From the Vault tracks, we mentioned that it could possibly be about Emma Stone, and that I had heard a rumor about that. And everything that I have read, I just saw two different articles. The one that I'm looking at, La Officielle, mentioned that it was most likely about Emma Stone and Emma's relationship with Spider-Man star Andrew Garfield. And so that one mentioned it, and Entertainment Weekly has done an entire article about how it probably is about Emma Stone. It says that I'm trying to quickly read. Carefully sifting through the lyrics, Entertainment Weekly can say with some degree of Swiftian confidence that When Emma Falls in Love is not only likely about Emma Stone, but is also more of an ode to a friend than the title at first suggests. let's see. Yes, this is about the time. Okay, so they actually give very specific references in here. So at the beginning of, I'm quoting Entertainment Weekly. At the beginning of the track, Swift sings, "When Emma falls in love, she calls up her mom, jokes about the way that this one could go wrong. She waits and takes her time. Little Miss Sunshine always thinks it's going to rain." This could point to Stone in a number of ways. First, the Oscar-winning actress has a known close relationship with her mother, taking her as a date to many award shows, staying by her side as she fought breast cancer. Little Miss Sunshine, one of the most famous scenes in Easy A is where she opens the card and sings "Pocket Full of Sunshine" and over, I gotta. So I didn't even think about that, but that is a very good one. And it says, over the years, Stone and Swift have publicly shown their support for each other. And the original Speak Now album came out in 2010. And Swift solo wrote the album between 2008 and 2010. And that coincides with the heyday of Swift and Stone's public sightings. So yeah, there's a lot in here. And yeah, so all roads lead to Emma Stone. However, it could just be a convenient, like she could have thrown her in there as the title, the titular character, and then it just is about a friend, which we mentioned last week too.
The article that I was looking on also brought up similar things like around Emma Stone. So it sounds like that she and Emma were very close around the Speak Now era, and then like somebody that Emma was dating, it was like kind of around her relationship or something. So I would say those are pretty accurate, like
theories. There's a lot leading to Emma Stone. Hello, welcome. We're talking about Taylor Swift. Welcome to our episode. All right, so that's all I got. So like I said, all roads are traffic lights are pointing in an arrow toward. If you get my reference, anybody get my reference? And all traffic lights are pointing towards Emma Stone with "When Emma Falls in Love," which we speculated about. So that's all I got for that. Thank you, Entertainment Weekly. Make sure we give credit where credit is due.
Yeah. So my next song is actually ours. So this song I really wasn't able to find much on, and even the article that I found, both on People and on Elite Daily, said that there really aren't that many theories, and I can quote Elite Daily. They said there aren't that many theories about ours. It's just, when Taylor was actually interviewed about that, she said it's just kind of like there was this guy that, family and friends didn't think it was likely going to work out. Like, they, weren't fond of the relationship. But she wrote it to play for the guy who nobody thought she should be with. And it's pretty obvious in the lyrics that that's what it was about, but we don't know who that specific person is. I'm going to go back to John Mayer. That's what my mind goes to. But I don't actually know that. I don't know if he has a gap between his teeth. I don't know if he's got tattoos. And then
tattoos, yes, he does have tattoos.
And then in the music video, I have no idea if the music video aligns with, 100% what she wrote about. But in the music video, the guy is in the military.
Correct.
But it could just be something totally separate. The music video itself could be a lot more broad and generic and, not actually apply to her specific situation, but maybe something that other people can relate to. Stakes are high, the waters are up, but this love is ours. That music video could just depict, something that anybody could be going through, so she chose the military scenario. But maybe the song was more specific to her situation. Again, I have no idea, but my mind goes to John Mayer. He seems like somebody that nobody wanted her to be with. And even later on in Dear John, I think it was Dear John, when she said, "My mother accused me of losing my mind," or something like that. Wasn't there a song where she says that?
That's in Dear John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nobody really thinks that she's supposed to be with him. And I don't know. To me, it's all part of the whole John thing. But again, the articles that I found have said that there is nothing specifically, no specific theories out there about who that is written about.
Hello to those of you who just joined. Welcome. to tonight's episode of our Swift Tea. We are slurping and serving the tea about Taylor Swift and her Speak Now Taylor's version. And we're talking about the inspiration behind songs. The next one on my list is Speak Now, which is one that I think causes a lot of curiosity. It's the song of the album. You know, it's the song that gave the album its name. As far as I know, this song was never a single. As far as I know, it very well could have been.
I think it was.
But I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure this was one of those tracks that existed only on the album, and is one that really only true Swifties know the lyrics to. It is one of my favorites on the album.
Yeah.
I think it is cute. I think it is catchy. And according to PeopleMagazine.com, Swift actually said that this song was written about a friend. It was based on one of her friends in high school. One of her friends in high school had a crush that liked this guy for a really long time, and he was marrying another girl, and Taylor said to her friend, well, are you going to speak now? And she said, it just got me thinking about what I would do if I was in that situation.
Yeah.
So this never really happened. This was a hypothetical scenario that Swift was kind of imagining at that time, and ever since that song came out, I think about that. I'm every time I'm at a wedding and they say, forever hold your peace, I'm meet you back.
Very, very random side note. I actually, learned probably a couple years ago that, when people say that at weddings, it's not so that, a person can barge in and be stop, I'm in love with her. It's is there any reason these two shouldn't be wed? Because, maybe the other person is, married still to, a previous marriage, or, there's some kind of, logistical situation.
A legal
Yeah, but somehow
issue.
Hollywood has made it into this whole, stop, I love her.
Everything now. No. Meet you at the back door.
But it's still a good song, so.
Okay. Sorry. So that's it. That's what I got. It's from People. That's actually the only article I could find. And People magazine actually did an article about all of the Speak Now songs and what they're alluded to. So that's kind of funny. So I'm gonna probably scroll through and see if my other ones are on here. Might as well get all my information from People. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
Oh wait, I did just find on People Bob Lefsetz, who reviewed her 2010 Grammys performance on a blog. That was the guy I was talking about last week, the reporter.
Huh.
His name, he has a name, Bob Lefsetz. Thank you, People Magazine. That's all I got. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. I did not know that.
Here we go.
So my next song is Superman. And on Elite Daily, they say this one is rumored to be about John Mayer. Just quoting Elite Daily, she linked the song lyrics to her code word for Dear John in the album booklet. Her secret message for Dear John is loved you from the very first day. And in Superman, she sings, he's not all bad like his reputation, and I can't hear one single word they said. And you leave, you got places to be, and I'll be okay. I always forget to tell you I love you. I loved you from the very first day. Which, kind of lines up with this theme of, he's maybe not an ideal candidate for her, but she didn't care at the time because she just wanted to be with him. And everyone around her was, thinking, what is she doing? And then, later on she finds out. But this is probably what her mindset was, kind of where she was at that point in time when she was first seeing him. So that kind of does make a little bit of sense.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I low-key thought this song was kind of written about her dad, so I don't know where I got that from, but I don't know.
Yeah. That's all from Elite Daily. So,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. I am still on People, the same article that I got the Speak Now information from, and I am now talking about the story of Us, which, again, I love this song. It's one of my favorites. So many iconic lines in there, next chapter. I love that part. The end. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
And according to this article, let me get the date for you guys. July 10th, 2023. So very recent article. According to this, Swift said in an interview, So, quoting people, during a previous interview with USA Today, Swift told the publication that Dear John and The Story of Us are about the same person, insinuating that The Story of Us is also about John Mayer. See, this is interesting, because we went from thinking 3 songs or something on this album were about John Mayer, to now figuring out that probably the whole album is about John Mayer, which leads us, we mentioned last week that, like, most of the Red album is about Jake Gyllenhaal, so no wonder there isn't a lot of other theories out there about these other songs, because they're just all about the same person. Let's see. The Story of Us is about, this is Taylor's quote from the previous interview. The Story of Us is about running into someone I had been in a relationship with at an awards show, and we were seated a few seats away from each other. I just wanted to say to him, is this killing you? Because it's killing me, but I didn't because I couldn't, because we both had these silent shields up. So that was Taylor's own words to USA Today, that people then, like, re-quoted. And it is rumored to be about the time when Swift and Mayer saw each other at the 2010 CMT Awards. They were seated near each other. In the liner notes in the album, CMT Awards were the hidden message for The Story of Us. So if you're into that, you're into the liner notes, then there you go. There's your Easter egg. Puzzle solved. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Huh.
So yeah, that's that. That's what I got for that one. So another song, possibly about John Mayer, but this time we actually did get a confirmed quote from Taylor, which people has since re-quoted. So
Yeah.
seems legit.
Yeah.
From Taylor herself.
From Taylor herself.
In a way.
It's always helpful to have that.
Taylor, if you're watching, just jump on and tell us the truth.
Always nice to have that clarity, Tay. Right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for that one.
All right. So my next song is Castles Crumbling, from the Vault tracks. So this one seems to be more inspired by her experience with fame, according to Elite Daily, the article that I am referencing. So it's kind of mostly about, like, public opinions that maybe are against her. So in the song she sings, used to cheer my name, now they're screaming that they hate me. So I think it's just mostly her experience with fame and what that's been like for her, although it does mention in this article that it could be a reference to Kanye West's, like, infamous interruption in her speech, but overall it could just be, like, the public eye, you know, being, like, all eyes on her or against her or whatever. So, yeah, very interesting, theory on that one.
All right. Anything else?
I think so.
All right. Are you guys shocked to know that I am still reading the same People magazine article? Because I'm not. This is literally how I really do research in real life. I, like, find one article and I'm just like, oh, look at all this information I can find. Do your own research, everybody. Little PSA about that. Do your own research. Okay. Never Grow Up is my next one. I absolutely love this song. There are so many messages in this song, and the line about, like, my new apartment in a big city, they just dropped me off. Like, that one gets me every time, because that happened to me when I moved to Tennessee, and you do have that moment of realization, like, man, like, I'm grown up now. I'm on my own. Like, there's... So, yeah. Never Grow Up. She wrote it when she was 18 or 19. Again, the same People magazine article, so I'm quoting people here, paraphrasing. Around the time when she moved out of her parents' house, purchased her first home in Nashville. Swift said, according to Genius, she said on her website, Never Grow Up is a song about the fact that I didn't quite know how I feel about growing up. It's tricky. And she wrote, like, a whole thing. Yeah, so that's it. It's about Taylor and her journey. No, like, big secret. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it makes sense. She tells the song, hello! She tells the song in, like, from a first-person perspective, you know. Remember what it's like when your dad gets home. She says, again, quoting the people, or paraphrasing, growing up happens without you knowing it. It's a crazy concept. When you're younger, you wish you're older, but I look out into a crowd every night and I see a lot of girls that are my age going through the exact same thing, and then every once in a while I look down and see a little girl who's 7 or 8. I wish I could tell her all of this. And so I wrote this song for those little girls, which is really beautiful.
Yeah.
There she is, becoming who she is going to be and forming her thoughts and dreams and opinions. And she said this song is for them. So not about them, but for them. This is just something that Taylor, like, no hidden messages in this one, just about a girl growing up and the messages that she wants other girls to hear. So that's great. I love it.
Yeah, that's
sweet. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else with that one?
Nope, makes sense. All lines up for me.
Yeah. My next song is Timeless. For this one, I thought it was interesting. After looking this up, I wouldn't have really thought this, but I guess there's a lyric video out, and it features her grandparents. And so the speculation here is that this song is telling a love story of her grandparents, and that, like, it's a type of love that transcends time. So,
I love that.
Yeah, and that was from two different articles, both from People and from Elite Daily, that both mentioned that. So, I wouldn't have guessed that, honestly. Right. So it's really cool to read about that and see it from that perspective. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look the lyric video up now and watch it.
Anything else?
I think so.
All right, we're gonna move on. Cool. Enchanted. And this is one that I will admit is not one of my favorites, but it is a lot of people's favorite song. This is the one that she played from Speak Now at our Eras tour from Cincinnati Night 1. She played just a little snippet of Enchanted. And this one actually has a sizable portion of this same People magazine article, so I'm going to paraphrase what's in this one, and then I'm probably going to see if I can find something different, because I've heard several different speculations about this one. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Welcome to our discussion of Taylor Swift's Speak Now Taylor's version. Okay, so last week, one of our followers and our viewers, Anna, put in the comments that she thought that Enchanted was about the singer from Owl City, and People has actually confirmed that same theory, or brought up that same theory. In a previous interview with Yahoo Music, according to People, Swift explained that she wrote Enchanted after meeting a guy in New York City. Later on, scrolling down in the article, she teased the person's identity when she wrote Adam as the hidden message in Enchanted's liner notes. In February 2011, Owl City singer Adam Young seemingly confirmed the lyrics were about him. He wrote about the track on his band's blog. I'm so tremendously honored, this is quoting Adam, I'm so tremendously honored that Taylor would write such an elegant song and thereby offer a gracious nod in my direction. Needless to say, I was at a loss for words, utterly smitten, couldn't stop smiling. So People actually has that same theory that it was about the Owl City guy. It's not 100% confirmed, but she said, using the word wonderstruck in the lyrics, I'm wonderstruck, was done on purpose. That's a word which that person used one time in an email. I purposely wrote it in the song so he would know. So, and I guess he confirmed that theory.
Wow.
So, I'm going to just quickly do a search and see if anything else comes up, but it sounds like that's a pretty convincing, convincing theory. It seems like Adam Young has confirmed it as well. So yeah. I'm going to, let's see if I get anything else. Oh, wow. That got me nothing. Let's see. And then this one from Pop Buzz. To the legislative change reportedly about Owl City's Adam Young. The two never dated. A guy I was enchanted to meet. Somebody that I had talked to a couple of times. Again, this is from Pop Buzz. In New York, went to meet him. I remember just the whole way home thinking I hope he's not in love with somebody. And this article also says that she spoke about how she incorporated the word wonderstruck into the lyrics after the guy had emailed her and said something like, sorry I was so quiet, I was wonderstruck meeting you. So both People and Pop Buzz had the same theory about where the wonderstruck lyric came from. So Sounds like, Anna, good for you. Props to you. Sounds like you were right on the money with saying that Enchanted is written about Owl City's Adam Young. Which, by the way, did anybody know that Owl City is a one-man band? It's just him and his keyboard.
Huh.
So, Fireflies, yeah, it's just him and his keyboard. Fireflies, Vanilla, Twilight, all of it. Just him and his keyboard.
Huh.
Isn't that
Yeah, I
crazy?
didn't know that. Anna.
Yay! Yes! You got it!
I feel like I maybe heard that there was a song inspired by him, but I don't know if I knew it was that one or not.
Yeah. So we've got 2 articles that say the same thing, so pretty convincing. There goes my Jake Gyllenhaal theory. That's okay. He's got enough. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. So my next song is Last Kiss.
Oh, here we go.
According to Elite Daily, this is about an unexpected breakup written about Joe Jonas, actually.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, there's not really much out about that other than it's about him. An unexpected breakup.
Interesting. Now, I have a theory, and I talked about this last week. I have a theory that Last Kiss is actually written about Jake Gyllenhaal because of the lyric, I love your handshake of meeting my father. And she mentions that same thing in All Too Well, which we all know, or if you don't know, we'll talk about it when we get to the Red episode of this series. All Too Well, spoiler alert, is written about Jake Gyllenhaal. It's been confirmed. He did not go to her 21st. There are several songs, but All Too Well is written about Jake Gyllenhaal. That's where the whole where's the scarf and all that. That's where all that comes from. So, I love your handshake of meeting my father makes it seem.
I would assume that was about Jake if I actually thought more deeply about those lyrics. Also, according to People, it says, and I'm just gonna quote People. It says, Swift wrote the song Forever and Always in the wake of her breakup with Joe Jonas and rushed it into the Fearless album. So when the words Forever and Always appeared as the hidden message in the Speak Now liner notes for Last Kiss, fans had a pretty good idea of who this song was about.
Oh, makes sense. I mean, oops, that's not what I wanted. I mean, yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Fred.
I don't know if I'm sold. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I can't find my People magazine article.
Because that does seem to be pretty strong, evidence for Jake, what you mentioned about.
But that is the only lyric that leads to that. So it's possible. Okay, I heard the first 27 seconds of the song is because he broke up with her. Yes, I've actually heard that same theory, actually.
Of Last Kiss?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why the whole intro is 27 seconds, is because that's how long the phone call was.
So
I've actually heard that same theory now that you say that. That's not the first time that I've heard that theory.
Thank you, Anna. Wow, Anna, you are on it.
Yeah. She must be at home doing her research, coming prepared to give.
Yeah, I actually don't think I knew that.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I have heard that same theory. People magazine. I'm trying to find my People article because it was a good one.
That would make sense, though.
There we go. Anything else? Last Kiss?
I don't think so. I think we have another comment.
Ooh.
Anna put the laughing emojis that are laughing so hard that they're crying, and then she put, I blame TikTok.
I mean, yes, TikTok does get us into, okay, so before I get into my next one, I am going to just share that I found the article, by the way, everybody. The same People magazine article that I was referencing a minute ago. I'm going to jump down to Innocent, and it says Swift wrote Innocent as a response to the infamous 2009 VMAs incident between her and Kanye West. Okay, so that's it. So we've debunked that one. That one's we've decided it's pretty obvious that one's about Kanye West. Now we're going to talk about Better Than Revenge, which just based on this article alone, it's more than I thought. So,
I have my thoughts about Better Than Revenge, but I want to hear what the article.
Okay.
What your research led you to.
People Magazine says, and I'm going to look at this one, I am going to look at another source. Again, this is an informational video about finding your research and, finding multiple sources to compare and all of those things. So, okay, this song is written about a woman. She talks, in the original lyrics were, she's better known for the things that she does on the mattress. The new lyrics, there was a lyric change to this song.
Yeah.
And, which is one of the only ones that I think this is, I think, the only song that's very obvious a lyric change. Very obvious. I think Love Story, how I always thought it was, I do think there was a small lyric change in Love Story. Just like a small, from of to on.
Can't even,
like of to on, something.
I heard about that too.
Like something very small. And it's possible that she has done that in other re-records, because if you think about it, she has to make the songs original in some way, because there is a copyright on what she had before. Yeah. So that's why when you listen to the re-records, they sound a lot more stripped back. They sound a lot more, I think, in my opinion, the re-records sound a lot more musical and like I said, just toned down. You can hear her voice more, less background music, but you can hear like the instruments more, I guess. There's less like synth stuff in there, which is great for her. But this is the only major lyric change that we've seen so far. The new lyrics are, he was a moth to the flame, she was holding the matches. It totally changes the narrative of that and makes the man the fault of the song and less the woman. So she really has changed the narrative and is blaming the woman less and blaming the guy more. So it is this message of, like, women supporting women, and she's trying to, like, build up her fellow woman. Anyway, People Magazine says that this is about a woman who dated Joe Jonas. Joe Jonas, of all people.
I had a feeling.
The fans have zeroed in on actress Camila Bell due to the timing. Swift was not, she isn't directly addressed, I'm quoting People Magazine here. Bell seemingly made references to the Speak Now track following Swift's public feud with Kanye and Kim. Let's see. Kardashian. Okay, they're referencing the famous song. And according to this article, Camila Bell obliquely weighed in on the whole Kim Kanye versus Taylor Swift. No need for revenge, said Bell, according to the People Magazine article, seemingly making a nod to Better Than Revenge. Just sit back and wait. Those who hurt you will eventually screw up themselves, and if you're lucky, God will let you watch. So that is what Bell was said to have said. Again, I'm quoting People Magazine here, but it says in the Taylor's version, Swift has swapped out the lyrics. So it's almost as if Bell came forward and said, like, no need for revenge, just sit back and everything will come to. And Taylor was like, okay, I'll take that as an apology, and swapped it. I'm not sure. But Joe Jonas again!
I actually had a feeling that it was about Joe Jonas. And I don't know, maybe I read it somewhere, but I assumed that, like, he started dating somebody pretty shortly after he and Taylor broke up, and then this was her song in response to that. But, yeah, that didn't come as a surprise to me. I kind of felt like that was probably who it was about.
I found another article from Pop Sugar. This one more talks about the change of lyrics. Let's see. Better Than Revenge speculated to be about Joe Jonas, considered to be one of her most unfiltered tracks. It not only alludes to the pair's messy breakup, but also Jonas's old fame, Camila Bell. What's the meaning behind it? Tells the story of the song. Never saw the breakup coming. Never saw it coming. Didn't suspect her lover was developing feelings for someone. Partially blames the split on her ex's new girlfriend. She came along, got him alone, let's hear the applause. This Pop Sugar article Swift never mentions the ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, but it is believed to be about Jonas and Belle. Swift and Jonas briefly dated from July to October 2008, and in Better Than Revenge, Swift mentions her ex moved on with an actress who once attended a prep school. Belle does fit both descriptions. Belle also starred in the Jonas Brothers Love Bug music video, which was released around the time of Swift and Jonas' breakup in October 2008. Again, just quoting the Pop Sugar article here. And all that Jonas said was that he blindsided Swift. He claims he never cheated on her. And then it mentions again the tweet that Belle made by shading Swift in 2016. Belle posted a cryptic quote on her Instagram and Twitter. And again, no need for revenge, blah, blah, blah. So Belle kind of came to Taylor's defense. And it says, the updated, she's not saying, this actually does not say, I mean, kind of what I said, but says the original lyrics were criticized for being misogynistic. Mm-hmm. She would rather, she was blaming the girlfriend rather than the guy itself. That's the age you are when you think someone can actually take your boyfriend. You grow up and realize no one can take someone from you if they don't want to leave. And that is from a 2014 article, and that was Taylor's statement, which I've actually seen that statement reposted lately on some of the other Swiftie things that I follow. I've seen that exact statement from Taylor that says somebody can't take something that was never yours to begin with.
I also,
thank you all for joining so much. Welcome. We're talking about Taylor Swift Speak Now, Taylor's version. We've got six Swiftie. We've got our tea, and we're chatting it up.
Also with that, the first time that I listened to that song after the re-records were released, and I heard that lyric change, in the comments on YouTube, there were people that were saying, basically making comments of saying, oh, she's, moving away from slut-shaming, if you will. Yeah. So it's kind of not shaming women for, whatever, that kind of thing, and we're older now, and, especially in this day and age, we don't body shame, we don't slut shame, body shame, slut shame, whatever. And so they were, really applauding Taylor for making that lyric change and talking about her growth and going from, that kind of mindset into now, changing that lyric for that purpose. But I like the perspective of, making it more of the boy's fault than the girl. So, yeah.
All right, that's all I got. I found two sources that both say the same information, so I think it's Joe Jonas coming in from behind. Where Joe Jonas is still coming back to haunt us. Moving on.
All right, my last song is Mine.
I love this song.
So, according to Elite Daily, this is really just a story of two people falling in love, even if their relationship starts out with fears and commitment issues. They quoted Taylor and said, "I was reflecting back on a boy I liked at a certain time, and the song is about what it would be like if I actually let my guard down." And it says in here in this article, though Swift has never explicitly said who Mine was written about, fans think it's referring to her rumored short-lived fling with Glee's Corey Monteith, since they were reportedly together a few months before the song was released.
Oh, R.I.P.
And then it says, plus an Instagram account run by Monteith's mother posted a story featuring a photo of Monteith and Swift with the song Mine playing over it. I actually don't really know him. I know that he has a song written about him, but I don't really know him. So maybe I need to do a little more digging with this after having found this.
Yeah, R.I.P. Corey Monteith. Corey Monteith actually passed away in 2013.
Oh wow,
drug overdose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
Okay.
Sad times. I mean, being a Glee star, man, a lot of people, this is real, Several of the cast members of Glee have passed away since Glee stopped airing. It's actually very tragic and very sad. But, yes, so the timing lines up because he was alive during that time. So, timing-wise, it lines up. I actually did not know that her and Corey Monteith dated, so that's kind of interesting. I did not know that. But it's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Interesting. But it makes sense, like, if his mom posted a picture of the two of them with it playing, like...
Is that the same Corey that Stay Beautiful was written about in Debut?
I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. Now we're gonna have to...
Stay tuned for Debut.
Yeah, stay tuned when we get... We're going to wait and do Debut until she does the re-record, though. So that's kind of the trajectory that we're going on. So maybe...
We'll find out then.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll have all this other information at that point.
Yeah, that's all I got for that one.
Okay. So nothing else?
No.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, that is a really fun song. I really do enjoy that song. And the music.
Oh my gosh. Are you for real? You're never going to believe this. My next one is Foolish One. I'll give you a guess as to who they speculate this one's about.
Herself?
No. Well, I mean, yes, but...
Oh, because of the Confessions of Love she's waiting on. See, I immediately want to just say John. But I have... Oh, is it?
Yes. This is an interesting source of information. I am going to seek other sources, but... based on Reddit, actually, a fan on Reddit said, I interpret Foolish One being about John Mayer, especially the part about the ring that he gave to Katy Perry. Bit about watching the news and having coffee also reminds me of Superman. So this fan also connects Superman with John Mayer. Somebody else responded, said definitely feels like it's about him. I think a lot more of the tracks on Speak Now were inspired by him than people think. After listening to Speak Now Taylor's version so much, it's more evident. So that was one. So we're going to see what else I can find. I forgot a song. We never... your next one's going to be Haunted, okay? Because I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what I can find here. Let's see. A blogger by the name of Nikki Swift. Let's see what she has to say. Swim. Star also announced sued. This a person. Second to last song, Foolish One. This is a lot about the song itself. Mid-tempo, blah blah. This is kind of a lot about. Okay. The Swift. This is from Nikki Swift. The Swift rarely admits who her songs are about. Plenty of fans have suggested on Twitter there may be a famous ex. After Foolish One, John Mayer best go hide. Tweeted one fan. While another speculated Foolish One is John Mayer coded. We might never know. Based on Swift's feelings for Mayer, we do know she made it clear she wanted her fans to practice kindness over the re-release of the album. Before performing Dear John, I am not putting this album out so that you should feel the need to defend me. We all saw that. I think that was pretty viral video of Taylor saying not to be mean to John. Yeah, nothing really confirmed, although I've seen two that say that it's about John Mayer. Heartbreaking ends. Let's see here. Just seeing if I can find anything confirmed. But just a lot. This one looks like it's just a lot of speculation, not really anything confirmed. A lot of people have gone into depth about what the song means and what it's about. But nothing really super clear. Yeah, that's it. Possibly about John Mayer. But that's it. I found 2 fan theories that it's about John Mayer. Thank you. Hello. Welcome. But yeah, nothing confirmed, nothing set in stone. I saw a lot. If you want, there are several articles, like, about what Foolish One is and about and how the lyrics interpret, but nothing specifically about, like, oh, it ties to this person. But possibly. Possibly John Mayer.
Yeah.
Again.
It's a safe bet.
Safe bet. That's fake now, yeah. I cannot believe that, but here we are.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it. That's all I got. I perused and scrolled and paraphrased, and that's all I got.
All right. So for Haunted, just a little bit about, I guess, what People is saying that, People magazine is saying that Haunted was written about. The moment that you realize the person you're in love with is drifting and fading fast, and you don't know what to do, but in that period of time, in that phase of love where it's fading out, time moves slowly. Everything hinges on what that last text message said, and you're realizing that he's kind of falling out of love. That's something that Taylor explained in a blog post, I guess. And she added, it's a really heartbreaking and tragic thing to go through because the whole time you're trying to tell yourself it's not happening. I went through this, and I ended up waking up in the middle of the night writing this song about it.
Midnight.
In the middle of the night. Anywho,
yes.
So, there's not much out there about what the song is about. It says here, though, in this People article, Swift teased that the song was inspired by a personal breakup, and fans have also theorized that the track was originally written for the New Moon soundtrack, which starred Swift's then-boyfriend, Taylor Lautner. But that doesn't really suggest that it's actually about him. But
right, just
that it was like in that time frame.
Interesting.
But it was written for the New Moon soundtrack, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't think there's any evidence or any guesses on really specifically who that's about or what event inspired that.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So again, just like a story one, not really anything like blatant.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. We're going to talk about I Can See You. And this one, I'm looking at Cosmopolitan now, which gotta love Cosmo. This one has 4 possible theories. Believe that or not. And we are running out of time, so I'm going to have to really go through these. Number 1, John Mayer. Are we shocked? No. The general vibe from the fandom towards this one, please no. Plenty of Swifties still think this is about John Mayer. The overall sexiness of the song, established intensity of Taylor and John's relationship. We kept everything professional. Something's changed. It's something I like. And that is a reference to when John Mayer and Taylor Swift did the song together. So that's how they made that connection. Next theory is Taylor Lautner. He's in the music video. We talked about that last week. The timing of their relationship when this song was presumably, I think that's funny because we talked about that last week also. And the fact that he and Taylor worked together, making him a viable candidate, and kept everything professional. And the fact that he literally co-stars in the music video. So that's both of those. So nothing really shocking about either of those. No real deep connection.
Yeah.
Nope. I thought there was a comment, but the next one, Martin Johnson. This is a person we have not heard anything about.
Yeah.
Many fans have long speculated that the Boys Like Girls frontman is the inspiration behind iconic Fearless era songs Love Story and White Horse. Interesting. The timing isn't spot on if fans are right about Taylor's supposed relationship with Martin. It happened early on to have inspired a song written during Speak Now era. Let's see. There's a professional link. She collaborated with Girls Like Boys on the song 2 is Better Than 1. And the lyric, what would you do if they never found us out, could hint to a more secret relationship. Let's see. And then last one is Jake Gyllenhaal. It says, Cosmopolitan, I quote, "This one seems like a stretch since the assumption is that as Speak Now, I Can See You would probably have been written before Taylor got to know Jake all too well. But there's a Reddit user that feels strongly about it being about Jake, and they gave a very nice 5-point argument, which I will summarize through my paraphrasing here. Analyzing the themes and possibilities, they're very sure that's about Jake Gyllenhaal. The vault tracks aren't necessarily things she composed before October 2010. As for example, Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield met in December 2010. When Emma Falls in Love is very possibly about them, which we already talked about. They were made during the Speak Now tour or era, not necessarily before the album. So that's an interesting theory. Taylor and Jake obviously dated before the media first reported it. Their first paparazzi sighting was in September 2010. The Group Me With Those Green Eyes seems to be the muse behind Sparks Fly. The secrecy aspect of the song. It seems that after Jake, we started seeing more mature themes in her songs, as we all know about the scarf metaphor. And let's not forget, in the initial stages of their relationship, Taylor was very enthusiastic, only natural that there are several songs from this State of Grace stage would have been written. So another theory is that it could be written about somebody on her security team. The suit and necktie line. So that's it. All possible. There's obviously, like we said, there are like some references to Scooter Braun, I think, in the lyrics, and the now knowing everything that we know about that, I think that's a possible theory as well. Nothing confirmed. Just all speculation. She has not confirmed anything. Nothing is confirmed about it. Again, that was from Cosmopolitan, and all I'm getting is like the meaning, lyric breakdowns, nothing really clear and concise about who it's about. Yeah. All right. I think we only have one song left, right? We have Long Live. That's the only one I think we haven't done.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's see here what we can find. Long Live. I love this song also.
This is a very good song.
All right, I found one thing. Not sure how reliable it is from Wikipedia. Take that, do with that what you will. I have that it is written about her gratitude for her fans and bandmates, which makes sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And it makes sense that when Speak Now, after Taylor's version was released, she added Long Live to the Eras Tour set list so that way she could sing it with everybody, and it's a very beautiful tribute. It's a very beautiful song, and it does make sense. I mean, the lyrics, long live the mountains we moved, had the time of my life, fighting dragons with you,
here, the fans, the people who I feel that we are all in this together. The song talks about the triumphant moments that we've had in the last 2 years.
So, I think that makes sense. Yeah. I think, Yeah, it is such a sweet song. Another Reddit thread says that it's about her band, the experience they had together with her first headlining tour for Fearless. A couple different theories, but I think it's more true if you listen to it now. It's like she is saying that it's a message to the fans now. Probably when she wrote it, it was more of a homage to the band at the time. Thank you for joining. Hello. We're about to wrap up for tonight, but you can catch us. You can rewatch this video when it's shared. You can catch us on YouTube when it's uploaded over there. But I think Long Live was a nice one to end with. It was a nice conclusion to the album. I'm still salty that If This Was a Movie was not included in Speak Now Taylor's version. However, I have a theory about that too. Several of those articles that we mentioned tonight, People Magazine, Cosmopolitan, Entertainment Weekly, Pop Buzz, Pop Sugar. Thank you all to the journalists who have produced these wonderful articles that we can find research for ourselves. But several of them mentioned that, and Taylor has said this herself. Speak Now was a self-written album. She wrote it between the years of 2008 and 2010. When she was between the ages of 18 and 20. So again, we talked about last week, she was 19 when she dated John Mayer, and that plays into a lot of the story moving after that. But the self-written is the key here, and I've heard that If This Was a Movie was not a song that she wrote by herself, and therefore she felt it could not be included on the Speak Now re-record, because it was the only song during that era that was not 100% written by herself. To which I have to say I'm okay with that. Like, I respect that as a songwriter. However, I still really want a re-record of that song, because I love that song. Yeah. And I don't want it to live in the Scooter Braun generation. I want it to have its own moment in the sun of being a re-record. I've heard that you can find it on Apple Music. I don't know. I don't have Apple Music, so.
This can be it for another Tay Talk, but I want to know what's going to happen to the songs that she wrote for other artists that, other artists sang, but it was her work. She did that with Babe, for Red or whatever. So there are other songs that I have in mind that I'm like, what's she going to do with these? Or why hasn't she done, she wrote them in this era, but they weren't on the re-records. But we can save that for another Tay Talk.
Yeah, I think because Babe is one. Today was a fairy tale she wrote. It was for a movie, but then she... So I think most of them she has included. If she wrote them, she has reclaimed the credits and now is releasing them as her version. Babe is a good example. Yeah. I just heard another song that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that she wrote this song. But she did. I've been hearing a lot of stuff that she's collaborated with people on. And I think if she actually wrote it, she is doing Taylor's version of it. So I don't know why... If This Is a Movie was not, but I think it's because she didn't write it by herself. And we all know that she collabs with people, but she has proclaimed since the beginning that she writes all of her own stuff. And she never takes every single song that has ever been put out that has her name on it, she wrote at least the good majority of it. So I think that is a statement, a testament to her talent and her skills as a composer and a songwriter, because she does all the melodies and stuff too, and I don't think people realize that either. When she writes songs, she's actually sitting at the piano, at the guitar. She's doing it all herself, and she's listening to how it sounds. She's thinking about how she wants it to sound. Wow, your tail just went in my mouth. Thank you. She is doing all that, and she writes all the lyrics on top of that. So at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about her as a person, I think everybody, even my brother who is not a Taylor Swift fan, but he loves music, is she is a talented musician. She can play the piano, the guitar. I would not be shocked if she didn't dabble in drums or something else. Yeah. But she definitely is skilled in the guitar and the piano and writes all of her own stuff. So you can't take that away from her, and that's part of why she's doing these re-records, is that she wants to reclaim what is hers and what has her name on it. So, well, I'm sure we'll talk about that more in depth as this series goes on. So, I think that concludes Speak Now Taylor's version. We have given you everything that we've been able to find. I'm sure it's not everything. We've dipped our toe, skimmed the surface of the inspirations and the muses behind this album. We're running a little bit past our time. I really like to cut us off in an hour, so we're going to wrap this up. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for watching, for your comments, your theories. Thank you for throwing those out there. If you're watching this as a replay, either on my YouTube channel or here on Instagram, drop those comments in. I will get them, I will look at them, and I'll respond to them later. And let us know what you think. What have you heard? Are you thinking the same thing? Have you heard these theories? Let us know. It's so fun to keep this dialogue going and keep the conversation going. Our next Swift Tea, we'll be talking about Midnight. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rate the, they're not from the vaults, because Midnights is a Taylor Swift album. She doesn't have to do a re-record. It is officially on her label. So we're going to be doing the bonus tracks, the 3 a.m., which that in itself could possibly end up being one episode. We'll have to see. There are a lot of tracks. She did the 3 a.m. version, then she did that, she had hits different than
Till Dawn.
The Till Dawn edition with all the extras. We're just going to base it off of the basic clip. We're not going to do the Karma and the Karma pink ice or
ice spice
ice
or whatever.
spice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know her name.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do both of those. We're just gonna review Karma, the basic original one. So that'll be the next time JC is with me, that'll be our next discussion. We're gonna be doing Midnights and doing this exact same thing, drinking some tea, maybe some wine, spilling the tea on who these songs are about. And Midnights is juicy, guys. I already know a lot of the theories, and Midnights was released during our TikTok era. So lots of theories are out there about Midnights and who the songs were about. Yeah. Midnights is a very unique album. I think we talked about this last week too. I think it's the first one where Taylor actually openly discusses her own insecurities and kind of...
Very vulnerable.
Yeah, very vulnerable. And I will say when I first heard Midnights, I was not a fan, but the more I listen to it, the more it grows on me. Yeah. So we've got a lot to discuss and a lot to unpack with that. But, yeah, we're going to put a pin in this series for right now. I'm going to do some different stuff with you guys next week, and then we'll be back on September 13th to continue this series. 13th! Wow.
No coincidence there.
Of course. And we are counting down to 1989 Taylor's version release, which will drop October 27th. So we're trying to knock out some of these albums and some of these videos before then, and then of course when that comes out we'll address that one, and then we'll kind of tack our way back. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that red button and subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell to be notified about all my latest videos. And if you're on Instagram and you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, head to the link in my bio, click on my link tree, and you can click on YouTube channel and subscribe from there. Thank you all so much for watching, and this has been a super fun series. I love talking about Taylor Swift, and I love finding more information and finding out that some of my theories were actually I was right, or the information that I had was true is very fun. It's
better than revenge. That felt good.
Yes, that was yes. Yeah. So
next time bring your tea or your wine and
snackies.
Yes.
Snacky snacks. But thank you guys, and we will see you next